Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Get Busy. Technology is awesome when it works, and boy, what a pain when it doesn't. So one of our esteemed guests, Kristen, is having some video. So you'll actually be able to see her beautiful avatar. But until and unless we get some of the video sorted out, you may not be able to see her live, but we'll at least be able to hear her. So she will be here in podcast form today with us.
Woohoo, podcast.
Woohoo! So welcome, Dream viewers. This show is dedicated to you. We're gonna have an awesome time. We're gonna kind of let our hair down a little bit, kind of cut loose, just have a little bit of fun. And we're also joined this morning by Les Dossie, and I think Les, this is the first time I've ever hung out with you. I don't remember hanging out with you before.
That's
So
right.
welcome to our show. I'm so glad that you decided to join us today. So Kristen,
Thank
hey, why don't we start out? Kristen, if you want to just take a second and introduce yourself, and then we'll do the same with Les. So hey, Kristen.
Okay. Alrighty. So, I'm Kristen Drysdale, and I call myself the exploratory specialist. I have 6 beautiful children. Okay, that's my line from A View from the Edge. That's the first community that I ever moderated. Now I have I'm helping to moderate, and I'm just having a blast here on Google Plus. I love all my friends. This is where my friends are. This is my home. So I'm excited to be here, and through well, I didn't call it relationship marketing before. I called it just having fun. But through that, I've gotten to make some awesome associations, and one of them is here with us, and hoping that Stan Bush can catch the replay or join in at some point. So thanks.
Awesome. Oh, so hey, Les.
Hey,
Again, welcome to the show. It's really good to have you on, and if you'd like to do the same, give us a brief intro. That would be awesome.
I'll give you the briefest one I can, okay? Hey, yeah, my name's Les Dossie. I'm a lifelong serial entrepreneur, and I've had, I don't know, 4 businesses. I've been a surrogate CEO of a very large small business, and I've been a life and business coach for the last decade and a half. And I host an HOA here on Google Plus called UG TV, formerly Get Unstuck with Les. And I am excited because my first guest show will be next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. I haven't decided which day yet, with a guy from Australia. So I'll be sending out the invite for that here real soon. And James, I'm really excited to be on the show today, and it's lovely getting to see Kiddo and Greg and Carolyn, and I haven't met Dennis yet, but I'm looking forward to getting to know him a little bit. And so let's roll.
Let's roll. Awesome. Okay, so you know what? I want to start with Kristen. So Kristen,
Uh-huh.
you are a virtual assistant, right?
Yeah. Well, Friday was my first day training, so
Oh.
it's perfect timing.
All right. So talk to us a little bit about what your hopes, dreams, and aspirations are regarding becoming a virtual assistant.
Well, it's kind of when you were opening up the topics, and I said, yeah, virtual assistant. I saw a show that Jason T. Weiser did, and he was talking about all of his many virtual assistants, and I had never heard the term before, but from that I was like, wow, that is what I want to do. I already have like these people that are amazing that I would just love to support them and help them like do everything they're doing plus, and just have like extend their reach in any way that I can. And if doing it free, like how awesome would that be, just to elevate that and put just a little bit more effort into it, and everybody wins. So I was like intrigued by it, uh, and I just kept doing my thing on Google Plus and just trying to learn everything I can from SCC Cats and like just everybody, and hence the exploratory specialist hashtag that I've given myself. And then one day I just got a message from Stan Bush, and he was like, hey, I'm just gonna put this out there, like, what are you doing for work? Would you be interested? And I was like, sure. And if know that he was talking about like for like work, I was just like, yeah, I'll help you out however you need. He was like, okay, well, I didn't mention, but yeah, I don't expect you to do this for free. And so like that was like even cooler. Um, but yeah, so it's just like it grows out of that, and I do want to use the term relationship marketing uh, for Wade Harmon. Uh, it really works when you just be yourself, and you just keep searching for whatever it is, and you meet awesome people along the way, and it just kind of finds you.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Hey, I'm glad that you found, I call it finding your why, and it sounds like you've actually done that. You've found your why, like your purpose, right? And
Right.
to me, that's kind of the most amazing thing is when you're able to find your purpose, find your why, and then turn it into a career, a money-making career. But I have to ask you one question. Who is Stan, and this is just out of ignorance, but who is Stan Bush?
Oh gosh, he has been doing IT with George Webb's, just everything. He's amazing. Like if you ever go to his about page, he has just amazing accomplishments. He's won an Addy Award, though he wasn't even in advertising. Uh, he just has. I like to think of him as being he solves people's problems. He fixes things, and he has this wonderful way of doing it that is just his own way. He'll take a normal application and then just tweak it a little bit, and then he's like stand it, and it's like amazing. um, but he also is very active here on Google Plus in the PYB community, the Plus Your Business community, with over there with Martin Shervington.
Oh,
He
cool. Okay.
helps moderate that, and he welcomes people into that community.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, anyone who's a friend of Martin Shervington is obviously got it going on, right? So tell us.
I guess I knew Stan Bush first.
Hey, so as a virtual assistant, what are some of the types of things that you're going to be doing?
Well, I'd like to for less. Les, would you like to
Oh,
to
okay.
talk about the things that you would like to see me do?
Well, sure, absolutely. One of the things that I want to accomplish, James, is I want to get to the place where all the stuff that has to be done that I shouldn't be doing is being done by someone else, so I can just show up and do my thing. And that's really the role of any type of assistant. When I was a CEO of a large small business, I had 110 employees that worked for me, and I had to have an executive assistant and an office manager, and I had to have a marketing manager, and I had to have all these people in place to take care of the things that I wasn't good at, so that they got done at the highest level. And now, as a coach who's expanding his borders and letting out the hem on his garment and going global, I need some key people in place to help me manage all those things that that I've been managing as a coach here regionally. And I've reached that place now where I can't do it all on my own. So I reached out to Kristen. Actually, I reached out to a bunch of people online, Kitty and I don't know, Chandra. There were several people who responded, and I chose Kristen because of a conversation that I had had with Stan. So, and Kristen had been a loyal follower of my HOA, which made it even easier. And and we're just getting started. We're just now getting to the place where we're putting some structure in place, defining what the process flow is, and the allotment of time, and how we hold each other accountable, and all that good stuff. So hopefully in the next, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 days, we'll have it all worked out and run like a well-oiled machine, and then she can take on even more work, hopefully.
Woohoo!
I like that. More work. So hey, so I'm interested. You said you're going global. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means for you, like taking your business global?
Well, my focus and emphasis has been regionally, right here in the the Hampton Roads area in Virginia, which is, if you're not familiar with Hampton Roads, it's Virginia Beach, or Norfolk, which is the home of the largest naval fleet in the world. Woohoo! Anyway, when I decided to come online, and I came online initially thinking that it would be a good way to, make the move away from traditional marketing to the buzz that I was hearing about, online and other ways of getting your message out. It became pretty clear to me pretty quickly that there was no reason for me to stay regional. I needed to expand my borders and reach out as far as I could reach. And so I've already successfully done that. Client in the UK, one in Holland. So far, those are the two that I have that are on other pieces of soil that aren't the U.S. And I picked up a bunch of clients throughout the United States as a result of taking everything online. So that's what I mean kind of when I say global is, my goal is to have at least one client on every continent in the world and maybe in every country, especially since, Google Translate and some of the tools that are available now technology-wise make it so much easier to break down all those barriers that existed in my mind before. Now they're gone. So it's kind of exciting.
So how can we help you get an Antarctica client, Les?
That's a good question. Antarctica.
That's exactly what I typed into chat just now.
Right now I'm thinking of warmer climates, Carolyn.
Well, I think it must be something to do with being in Florida where it's already 97 degrees, but I'm thinking of colder climates fondly already.
Yeah, we're here in the central United States. The climate's supposed to be moderate, and what is this? This is first week of May, into the first week of May, and it's 50 degrees outside. That's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I'm road tripping up to Virginia.
There you go.
Today is supposed to be 90.
Come on up, and I'll feed you really well, Carolyn.
Done. Oh goodness.
Hey, so kind of a segue. I think another important aspect of your ability to go global is the Hangouts and all of the features that the Hangouts allow for us. Yeah. Just today in the green room, we're kind of playing around with a few new apps that I discovered. And I don't know if you're aware of some of these apps, but there's a new drawing app that's kind of fun, but I think it can also have some. I think you can use it wisely, and it can also help you to be more productive. But there were a couple of other apps that I saw that. Les, are you familiar with Symphonical?
I'm not. No.
Oh, okay. Well, it appears to be a productivity, kind of like a mini project management type app. So you may want to check it out. I was kind of tooling around in the apps. And there's another one that I found called SlideShare. And I think maybe Greg and Carolyn, you've used that one a little bit. But what do you guys think about some of the apps that are out there for Hangouts, and what are some innovative and creative ways that people, either for business or even when we're doing our Hangouts on air, what are some ways that you guys can think about? And I'll open this up to anybody in the panel. But what are some ways that you guys can think about that we can creatively and innovatively? There you go. Somebody did that to me. Like
just
like that.
There you go, right there.
I think that works pretty well.
Did that one?
That was me. Someone get a screenshot.
Yeah, get a screenshot.
There you go.
Greg is good with that.
Yep, I already have it.
Hey, there you go, Les. You got the Mia tiara.
But what is the difference between the drawing tool and the special effects tool? Sorry, I'm a tech dummy. So
the special effects tool, it seems right now, as far as being able to put on like the mask that Jim has there, it seems to draw individuals other than the person, like Carolyn was able to put that on Jim, Jim didn't have to put that on himself.
Okay. Gotcha.
So the effects, the user enables, but draw as long as they're using the app. Apparently, you can draw on their video image and add different effects as well.
Okay.
That can be really dangerous, right?
Yes.
Don't get drunk and pass out on a hangout. Who knows what you'll end up drawn with.
Well, you don't even have to get drunk and pass out on a hangout now. Somebody can just say, "Oh, you know what? I don't want to see you anymore. Here."
We just draw all over your face, and I mean. Oh,
we could have just a revenge of Get Busy, and we could just all draw on each other for the whole show.
For the whole show. draw and mute each other.
Hey, who's going to be the, Greg, who's going to be the Bob Ross of Google Plus Hangouts?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Happy little accidents.
Yeah.
Just start painting.
Everybody
but really,
their best impression of Bob Ross.
with these new apps, I really think that they're really bringing a lot more dynamic possibilities to the use of a Hangout. Just the other day, I hadn't used the YouTube app until we were on me and Carolyn were on a hangout with Dennis, and he was showing us a couple videos. So he played through the YouTube app on Google Plus, and that just kind of really sparked some ideas for me, especially with our zombie hangout. If we could ever get a little bit of sponsorship, we were talking about actually sitting down and making it an actual storyline, kind of like me and Carolyn are at a base camp, and we have communication devices, and we pre-film different scenarios that we want to happen within our story, and then play them through the YouTube app, and then we can actually talk over the YouTube app and kind of make it seem like we're talking with the people in the video as the video is happening, so it looks more like it's live, and allow the audience to be able to choose what choices some of the people in the video have to make, and then play the next video corresponding to that choice, so that it gives the audience a little bit more of a feel like I can control what's going on in the show. Kind of like when you sit there screaming at the TV saying, "No, don't do that, don't do that," you can actually type it in, "Don't do that, go this way instead." And if it's an actual choice that we have prepared, we can allow the audience to choose that, so that way they see what the results are of their choice.
Wow, that just blows my mind, Greg. So I think that's awesome.
Remind me to be careful what I show Greg next time.
Always a good operating principle. He will take it and go to the next level, which is one of my favorite things about him, of course.
Yeah, and you totally should. Hey, so guys, I have a question. So now you can watch YouTube in a Hangout on Air?
Yeah, you can actually.
I'm not sure. Oh yes, you can in a Hangout on Air. Yes.
Okay, because I know for a while they did not allow you to do that. They mediated that. So, but what happens? Is there a possibility though that you could get your Hangout or your Google Plus account or whatever like frozen? Because aren't you, like, for example, if you play a video or a song of somebody who's copyrighted, isn't that copyright infringement?
Probably, and you'd probably have to watch out for that
right.
A lot of the time.
That can be the case, and that's really just if individuals and when they get found doing that, I'm sure their video will get removed. They may actually get their Google Plus account banned as well, and of course a hefty fine. In addition to that. But I mean, you can kind of do the same thing even without the YouTube app. I can go in there and I can just start playing music right now on the Bluetooth, and then anybody would be able to hear that music. Or if I really wanted to show you a video, I could just queue it up on my phone and just put right there, or I can just pull up another tab and open up the YouTube there and just do a screen share and show that to you guys. So either way, it is still easy to break copyright on a HOA. It's just about people being responsible with the tools that we're given, and the less responsibility that we have with the tools, well, eventually they'll just get taken away.
Just like being a kid.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a question, though. To me, it kind of doesn't make sense because YouTube is available to everybody. So what's the difference if you stream a live YouTube video through an HOA, because that video is available for anybody to see on YouTube anyway? So I guess I don't fully...
Well, with copyright on that with YouTube, I don't think it would really be an issue. It's more like if I started playing a movie that I downloaded and and started trying to play that through the HOA, but it's not like they really have a video player for the HOA. They have the YouTube, so it really shouldn't be a problem. It's already on YouTube. It's pretty much already, or at least semi-approved. Nobody's flagged it and say that it's copyright infringement.
Well, one of the problems that you potentially run into is, are you trying to make money, with your HOA? Are you selling sponsorship? Are you in some way, is this a business venture or not? I mean, I've got a number of videos that are out there that are, me lip syncing songs and different things. They didn't even get flagged. And I did a video for a client a few years ago, and the client wanted me to put up this song, and I said, we shouldn't use that song, here's why, and it was her channel, she pushed, I said, it's going to get flagged. Got flagged within like 36 hours, because it was clearly a video to advertise her services, so we had to, take it down.
Right.
But I mean, some of these other ones of me lip syncing, they're just silly videos, no marketing value to them really whatsoever, and they've been up for like 3 years without a flag on them. Or if they've got a flag, it's just like, are you aware that this is copywritten material? I click yes, and the video stays up. One is like my son rock climbing, and it's got, some punk band playing in the background. I think it's the Ramones, if I remember right. And that video's up there. But clearly the Ramones would get you flagged pretty quickly. So I think it comes down to, are you trying to do it for business or not?
Hey, Dennis, one more question. So you have a show called Bandwidth where bands actually come on the show. Can they play cover tunes, or can they only play their own original music?
During the live portion of the show, they are only able to play their own music, and we make that super clear to them. We will shut them down the second. If we've picked up on a continuation of 7 notes, then we will literally stop the HOA immediately, mid-process. Now, the interesting thing is, we do have them, and this is one of the reasons you want to get backstage, but backstage allows you into the film strip, then you're in the green room, and they actually play for 30 minutes before the show covers. So it's pretty fun for those who are, jump in the green room for that show, but those are not broadcast, and therefore there's no infringement issue. You can pretty much do anything you want in a green room.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Hey, the things we learn as we're hanging out together. That's really cool.
I actually had a minor infringement issue, actually. It was from my blog, and I had taken a picture, and I had the source, the link to the picture, which is not mine, but apparently I had to do more, so I had to pay like a $5 penalty for that. So I kind of took it out completely, and now I'm just going to start using my own images. I'm not going to use anyone else's images, just to be on the safer side. I mean, it's different, but it's still infringement, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're in a strange age, right? Where you really do have to be very, very careful because you never quite know who you're going to infringe on and how, right?
So one thing on that photo thing though, if you have changed, and I can't remember the percentages, but I think it's like 50% or 70%. It's a large percentage change of the image. Then you can actually use that image. So, you know, I usually, if I'm going to use somebody else's image, let's say for some reason I want to do a quote picture of Michael Jordan, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to recolor the picture. I'm going to change the size of the picture. I'm, of course, going to put the text over the top of the picture. You know, I'm going to fade out part of the picture into black. I get really aggressive if I am going to use a picture, and to my knowledge, I've never been flagged using other people's pictures, but I go way beyond 50% change. I mean,
yeah, because I have been like linking to other pictures for over a year now, and this is the first time it's happening. So I guess some people are just more careful about what's being put out there, while some others are more liberal. Like, I don't care if somebody puts my picture somewhere because I like I say, I think plagiarism is an honor. So, I mean, if you don't like that picture, you cannot put it up. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, if you use it for I'm sorry, what, Carolyn?
Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I said if you're using it for profit purposes, I think the whole dimension changes because you're making money off it. But because all my blogs so far are not for profit, I just have a word a day blog that I put up for fun. That's it. So, you know, I was actually surprised, but anyway, you live and learn.
You can see Kristen now.
Yes.
Yay.
Hey, what did I miss? Do it all over again.
Well, we can at least reenact the putting of masks on Jim, right?
Oh yeah, I think that would be a great place to start.
All right, we'll do that. Oh goodness.
I took Dennis's lead and did a reboot.
Nice.
That works.
Cool. Yeah, it's crystal clear. We can hear you. It's clear. Welcome to Get Busy.
Oh, that one's great.
Right?
That one needs a few bat hashtags.
So we got to get enough here to actually make this a auto awesome. So hold with that a minute longer.
Here, I'm putting a bow tie on him now.
Okay,
yeah. Of course, that may ruin the algorithm for the auto awesome.
What's that?
Anyway. Okay, we've got enough. I'm done.
Okay.
Gotta love it. Thank you, Jim, our intrepid host.
So, you know, talking about this infringement thing, and I had something really funny happen yesterday. I was managing the Jerks Corner show, and of course that show just went completely off the rails, as it's wont to do. And I started taking a bunch of pictures of it, logged in as Jerks Bike Shop, because that's where I manage that show from. And then I took the pictures, I clicked them up so they're on the right-hand side of the screen, and then I clicked View Photos on Google+, and it tried to open those up in my personal account, and it's like, you don't have access to these photos. And so then I had to ask for access from myself, kind of, and then go over to... Anyway, it was a long process. It was pretty funny. But so even these photos that we're taking, whoever pressed the photo button, that's the photo that's going to show up in your strip. So Les has taken some photos today, but I can't see those. Only Les can see those. And I've taken photos, and those won't show up in Les's strip.
Right.
Kind of interesting. Okay, now everybody's going to have a hat. Wait, that's my thing.
Yours is still the only real one, though, Dennis.
Right.
Okay.
Hey Jim, did you have that? I thought you had a good idea in the show prep for that Ask Me Anything segment. So maybe we should throw it to the audience for some questions that they can throw to whoever they want to on the panel.
Okay. Yeah, and there's no guarantee that we're going to answer the question. We can plead the fifth, right?
Yes.
But for the next segment, for the next few minutes, anybody out there in the audience, if you have any question for any one of us on the panel, including our two guests today, fire away. You can ask us anything. We may plead the fifth, but we may not. You never know. So fire away.
Yes.
Bring it.
So
Go
while
ahead.
we're waiting for that to come in, I don't know if you talked about these lovely shoes yet, but
Go for it.
yeah, Greg and Carolyn and I are working on a project. We're trying to see if we can't figure out a way to actually help charities using Hangouts on Air and Google Plus tools. So I went and bought these. I'm actually going to walk a mile in them live on an HOA a week from tomorrow night. And then a week from Sunday, we will be auctioning off my shoes and the ones that Greg walked in. And the big ta-da, we're going to be on the Craft Star show this coming Monday to talk about the shoes and everything else. So if you want to buy these lovely things, all the money will be going to Walk a Mile in Her Shoes Foundation in Orlando, Florida. You can have these.
Hey, Dennis, I think if you're going to do it live HOA, I think you should kick it up to the next level and just do the drag thing, the dress, the wig, the whole 9 yards. Gotta bring it. Gotta go big or go home.
Yeah, it's funny when we were at the event. There were some people there in various levels of drag, but the cool thing about the event is that it's definitely geared at a men's engagement event, and so it's intended to be something that all men, from men in suits to men in dresses and skirts, are comfortable participating in to show their support for the cause. And the organization that the money will be going to is Harbor House of Central Florida, actually through their Walk a Mile fund.
Thank you
And,
for correcting me on that.
No problem.
Yeah, so I'm actually, so where we're going to do this is the same place that I do the Bandwidth show, because it's actually at the same time as Bandwidth show, which is a bar. I'm going to be walking around the outside of the bar so that I can stay within Wi-Fi the whole time. And I'm just going to be walking around in a circle. I've got this thing, we call them Kludge. Everybody in the Gombach group calls this thing Kludge. And it's like, well, you'll see pictures of it as we're preparing for this thing, but I'm going to connect it with a broomstick, and I'm going to like push my camera and computer around in front of me the whole time. So it should be rather interesting.
Hey, Dennis, I thought maybe you were going to get on the broomstick and start flying around.
I only wish I could do that, but I'm not that tricky.
You put on a miniskirt, that'll make it even more interesting.
I think Cheryl is protesting vociferously at this idea. I can't resist using the SAT word. Sorry. But
I love that word.
she's not seconding the dress and drag notion. I don't think.
Now, you know what? Now it has to happen. And help them get there.
You just lost an audience member, Jim. Cheryl is never going to come back.
Right.
Her.
She can't get enough of us. But Dennis, I have a question. Those shoes are pretty styling. Did Cheryl actually help you pick it out, or did you do that?
Oh boy, no. If you really knew Cheryl and I, you'd know why that's so funny. I literally have more shoes than she does. I take up more room in the closet than she does. I have like 4 different kinds of cologne. The only perfume Cheryl has, she's had since high school. Yeah, Cheryl and I are. No, I picked these out myself. These lovelies came from the Utah equivalent of Salvation Army called Deseret Industries. Yeah, Yes,
All right,
they're
Dennis.
used. And yes,
Woohoo,
Carmen, I
DI.
am going to auction shoes I've walked a mile in.
Dennis,
That,
Dennis, I know I don't know you, but I know Greg. So look in the comments on the event page. If I can do it, you can do it.
you should. Yeah, I'm about to put a link to the dance that I did on.
There it is, right there. The image is live. I actually won a fashion show wearing a miniskirt.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fabulous.
Wow. You know, I just got to say that I think Kirk Sherrod has better legs for wearing a miniskirt, just saying.
Shorty's
a
got it
biker.
going on.
I'm not gonna lie, Dennis. Your heels, they're kind of weak. The ones that I did the walk a mile in.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Fill that out, right. Yeah.
So these will also be going up for auction as well. Nice size 11s by Guess. So we'll see what we can do with that, and I'll link the little dance that I did during the Walk a Mile event as well here in the comments.
Hey, Greg, will you guys also be taking donations during that time?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, technically, even though we're auctioning off the shoes, it's all a donation. Everything is going to go directly to Harbor House of Central Florida.
Yeah,
We'll,
so if people have things they would like us to auction off, you know, they don't even need to send them to us. Just send us photos, and we can arrange the shipping of the item once it's purchased. And all of these auctions, this is going to be pretty interesting. The auctions are actually going to be threads on Google+. So we'll post a picture of the item, and then you'll like bid against each other in the thread, and of course everybody else can jump in and comment on this and you know, cheer on your favorite person to pay more, and it should be fun.
So Carmen wants to know before what was the shoe size before and then after the mile walk?
Well, Greg's mile walk's already done at least, so those are all set. Still size 11s, I think.
You know, these don't have a size on them. They fit me.
And what normal shoe size fits you?
I'm like a 10 men's, so these are probably like, what, a 13 women's? Something like that? I don't know. They're big for a woman.
All right.
They're very
So
big.
call your favorite tall lady.
I don't think the point is to buy these and use them.
I mean, if a lady with big shoes, with big feet, and who wears larger heels definitely wants to, I'd say go for it. But on behalf of tall women everywhere, finding shoes is tough.
There you go.
But who knows? Who knows? No, that's definitely not the exclusive point. I mean, buy them and do whatever. Really, I think the charity is the point.
Hey, and again, if you guys could put something in the comments section as far as when this show is going to happen, what time, and how people can find it, that would be awesome.
I'll go post some links to the 2 events that are already created.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So hey, so I want to seg a little bit. So I want to spend a little bit of time appreciating our audience, right? And maybe having a little bit of a conversation with them about what they enjoyed about even today's show, and some of the other shows that we've done in the recent past. What have they liked? Is there anything that they maybe haven't liked? I mean, I don't think we need to go there, but as we carried the show forward and as we attempt to grow the audience of the show, I'd just be curious to hear what were some of your favorite shows. What did you like the best? What is it about the show that keeps you endeared and keeps you tuned into the show? And kind of the third question is, what are some ideas that you guys might have to help us to grow the show, to grow the audience in the show? So, and then panel, I'd like to hear from you guys as well. Like, what are some of the things? What are some of the shows that you like best, and why? And then what are some ideas that we can carry forward into the future? So maybe Kristen, since you're a viewer, maybe if we could hear from you first, put you on the spot.
I was playing with the symphonic thing. I was trying. Okay, so tell me real quick.
Okay.
Next question.
So the question is, first question, what are some of the shows? Because you're an avid viewer. You've been with us for a while, and you tune in almost every.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are some of the ones that you've enjoyed the
can
best?
answer
And
that.
why? Okay.
Okay. Allura, I loved that show. She was amazing, and she just, I don't know. There was just something about you just like came and you worked with her. That was really a neat thing to learn. And just ran with it, and she's just a terrific guest, and to learn from, and she was so grateful for your guys' help. I thought that was really a neat one. I love the brick and mortar with Luke, and the e-cig girl. We all fell in love with her. When we watched Heath go around with Erlen and Greg, that was so cool. I thought that was such Google Glass. I like Google Glass. I had the money for it, but I don't. I would be a geeky nerd too if I could. So those are the ones that come on to the.
Okay. Cool. So the live on location shows and the helping people to get busy with their business type show. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Carolyn.
Well, I'll call up an audience comment first, since we're having the conversation with them too. Laura, who is local here with us in our area of Central Florida, love her. She says, "I enjoy the sincerity and great topics." Mwah to everybody on the panel. Oh no, I lost it. There we go. And she said her favorite show was the one at Mazda too. It was groundbreaking, besides being very interesting. And that, of course, was one of my favorites to be a part of as well. Being on location and meeting Heath and talking social media, it was a blast. It made me feel like a quote unquote real TV interviewer. It was it was just a lot of fun. Heath was a really cool guy and really knew his stuff. I loved the show we did last week too with Marcus and Angela. That was great, and the one before that with Barack and talking samba. So I mean I could go on a long time, but those recent ones definitely do stand out too.
Great.
Jim, you're muted.
Yeah, great. Anything to add to that?
I'm just happy to be here.
You're so lovely.
I forced him on today. He wanted to take a break. I said, "No, Greg, you're coming on." So.
No, what it really was is I was sitting at the computer without a shirt, and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to put on a shirt today." And then she said I had to come on, so I was like, "Well, I guess I'll put on a shirt." So I picked.
You don't have to.
Einstein. Einstein, look, check it out. He's rocking the ganj, and it turns into a galaxy supernova. Kind of supernova, more a nebula, I guess. It's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. Where did you get that, Greg?
I think this one was Target.
They have the best stuff.
They have some interesting shirts sometimes, definitely.
Target and Walmart.
But as far as the shows, honestly, I just love that it's it's not a lot of the same stuff over and over again. We talk about different topics, and it's not just pertaining to social media or really even marketing and advertising. A lot of what we talk about really falls under relationship marketing and even building the relationships with the audience. I think that we're one of the shows that has the highest audience engagement, and we regularly ask questions and try and get people involved in wanting to know what they think and how they feel about certain topics as well. I think that goes really far to getting more people to you and making a more enjoyable experience for everybody.
Wow, very well said, Greg. Yes, very well said. Kit?
What shows? I like pretty much the same thing. I did like Adam's blogging show because he was so different from our he was funny, he was just an absolute blast to be with, and so I really enjoyed that show. I enjoyed all the shows. I think I love the virtual on location side shows because that's something that's totally different from what others are doing, and I think we should do more of those. As to the future, I think we need to get back to maybe having another on the location, and also maybe like Allura, having working with somebody to get their branding kind of finalized. So I think that's something we need to keep in mind for the future, to get back to those kind of formats too, because that's certainly your USP is that. I mean, you came up with those amazing ideas, so I think you should carry those forward.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you, Kit. I think both we need to get back into the live on location and do another. So with that said, if there's anybody who wants to be made over, please let us know in the comments section, and we will take nominees, and we will start working on our next Get Busy makeover session. And Carolyn, there's a comment. So yeah, hey, Carmen, another one of our amazing Dream viewers who are with us almost every single week. You guys just don't know how much it means to us to have you guys be with us on a regular basis and engage with us like you do. It's just phenomenal. Sorry, can you put that up one more time? Carolyn, I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Kit has it. Okay. So Carmen, what she likes most about the show is that everyone's very different. The blend of personalities and the views are perfect. No one is the whole show. It's a team effort where each link fits perfectly and respectful always. Plus, it's just plain fun. So awesome. That's great. It's great to hear comments like that because that's our goal. I mean, that's what we're striving to do, and it's nice to hear the results that is what we've actually achieved.
Yes, so, I learn a lot from these two people sitting right there, Carolyn and Greg. I mean, they're like super smart. So it's nice to associate yourself with people who know their stuff. So I think that's lovely. And I really need to thank you both for being with us always. I mean, you guys are phenomenal. Really, thank you.
Thank you. It's a regular feature on our calendar for a reason. We love the time we spend with you guys.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are definitely a big add to the show, and we decided today, as a matter of fact, that Greg and Carolyn are going to be regular cast members of the show, so they're going to be here every week, unless for some odd reason they can't. They're going to be with us every week, and we really appreciate that, and especially the tech savviness that Greg brings with him.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't do anything without Greg. I would be so far offline. It's not even funny.
I'm just glad I know how to reboot my computer. I'm so happy.
Right.
A useful skill. Useful skill. And boy, the show's been even more fun since Dennis joined the party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let me talk a little bit about our dream team, the dream team that we've compiled, and I'm going to ask Les. I'm going to put Les and Kristen on the spot and ask them if they'd like to become dream teamers. And that you don't have to answer now, but I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you the question because we went through Ask You Anything. So Kristen, you're already an honorary member of the dream team, whether you want to be or not. And Les, you're also welcome to join us. And typically, really what you do as a dream team member is just kind of help us keep the ball rolling. I don't ask a lot of our dream teamers beyond just kind of being a resource for us and helping to keep the ball rolling and helping us to come up with innovative ideas to keep the show fresh and lively. Yeah, that's totally up to you guys. But one of the other things that I'd like to do, I'd like to at some point, I want to throw this out to the panel and to the audience as well. Just from a financial perspective, I would like to brand the show and get sponsors on the show, but I want to hear how the panel feels about that and how the audience feels about that. And regardless of whether I do that or not, I'd also kind of like to grow the show, grow the audience. I'd like to hear the viewers and hear from our panel as well on thoughts about that. So
Greg, you look very intelligent over there with your.
Yeah, there's several quotes that I was trying to think of and trying to figure out which one would connect best with everybody, but I don't think any of them actually would. So I'm just going to say what I think, which is that you know, we all need to make money. We all need to eat food. Unfortunately, we don't live in a time that's enlightened enough to proceed without money. So until then, you got to make your ends.
Mm-hmm.
So sponsorship is a perfectly natural step. Growing the show definitely requires, you know, the energy to seek out new audiences that are willing to hear your message, and that's an involved process. But you know, there's nothing quite like the engaged audience that we have to hopefully help us do that. We rely always on our friends on social media and on hopefully people who are willing to invite others to come and join in. No, I think it's a great idea, and we'll definitely. I look forward to seeing where the show's going to go.
I think the shows that are successfully being sponsored now are ones that have a pretty defined theme. You know, they're in their niche, and as a result of serving the niche, they've picked up sponsorship. You know, I'm thinking of like Tina and Steven with Legally Speaking. It's pretty easy for them to pick up a sponsor, and I don't know if they picked up another one since they got their initial one. Maybe they have. I haven't watched the show in a while, but it's pretty easy for them to get the sponsor because their target market is the same as the sponsor who picked them up. So maybe if you sort of niche down a little bit more and really defined your topic pretty clearly, it'd make it easier to get sponsorship, Jim.
Okay.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, it's true. Les is right. It's harder to get a top sponsor for a show that flows in every direction, which is definitely one of the fun things about this show. And hopefully, after achieving sponsorship, we'd be able to continue doing that. But maybe a little focus would help with that. But focus in what direction? It's going to be totally at the discretion of wherever we decide to go. Really,
just from the title of the show alone. I was going to say, just from the title of the show alone, there's already several major companies that I think could sponsor it. But just from our show topic, I mean, there's a lot of generalities that are general, products that a lot of people use that we could actually get sponsored for, I think. But I do agree with Les, as we niche more, it's going to be more likely to get a sponsor.
Yeah, hey,
I was gonna say that that I could see something where something could grow out of this too, where you could keep this and use this to advertise to the same people that are your loyal people, and then I would just love to see you and Kit. I would love to see the two of you continue to work with your coaching with the small businesses, like people that are trying to get on their feet. Maybe nowhere to go, but they have a little bit of cash to put forward. I think that would be terrific to watch.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's
one thing's for sure, it's eyeballs that interest the sponsors. So the more eyeballs you have, the greater the likelihood you'll get a sponsorship.
Right. Hey, Les, do you think engagement plays into it as well? I mean, not only just eyeballs, but an engaging and an engaged audience. Is that?
I don't know. I don't have any analytics to prove that, but in my mind, it just obviously it makes perfect sense, Jim. I think the more engagement you have, the easier it is to think that sponsoring the show is going to be more effective. And everybody who's got marketing dollars or sponsoring dollars is concerned with ROI. So I would think that the answer to the question is absolutely.
Yeah. For smart companies that know the value of social media, they'll probably already be aware, or you can make them aware of the value of not just eyeballs but engaged viewers.
Yeah.
People who not only will listen to your show and watch it, but who will listen to your message and possibly take action when you ask them to, and who might therefore be more likely to, receive the sponsor's message well, or be an advocate for their values as well. So it all naturally flows together. When it's right, it's right.
Yeah.
And it really helps when the dream audience can give shout-outs to the sponsor, too.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And if anyone goes to visit, where's Mia and Christine's sponsor in Washington, D.C.? We know where we're going to stay, right?
I think the pre and post production stuff is also vital. So the longer the shelf life of the product that's being produced, the more appealing it's going to be to a sponsor. So if it's reaching out beyond the audience, because they're sharing it and promoting it, and then it's being produced post the actual live event in the way of timeline posts and stuff like that that gives it further reach, then it probably would hold more appeal to someone's sponsorship dollars.
What I think what is interesting is when we talk about HOAs and we're looking at the metrics on them and how effective they are and how to get sponsorship, I never really hear the discussion of after the HOA is over and it's on YouTube. Optimizing YouTube, making sure that key terms are in there and making it SEO friendly, and then additionally embedding that into your website with potentially an additional blog that helps drive the SEO and the views as well. My first YouTube video that I did for my company, I coupled it with an already very popular blog post on our website, and within a week it already had 1,000 views, and I think even to date it's only been up about maybe 4 months, and it's a bit longer than that, but it's already upwards of 10,000 views on YouTube, and only about 25% of that comes directly from YouTube. The rest of it comes from the website. So creating situations that you can do with that helps the metric of, well, this many people actually saw it when it happened, but this many people saw it afterwards.
Right. Right on. Hey, isn't Michael Mason working on that, Greg?
Steady demand?
Yeah, he's.
No, Michael Mason is
Plus your biz.
plus your reach.
Plus your reach.
And for the last 3 weeks, I've been posting his data for our show in the show notes. So that's been interesting to see. We actually had an engagement factor of like 69.96%.
Wow.
On our last show, which is a pretty high percentage.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Give me some perspective on that, because I saw that and I thought, wow, that looks good, but I don't know, based on how does that compare? That 69%. What does it mean, I guess, and how does it compare to?
Hang on, let me pull up my account, and I'm going to look at some of the other shows that I produce from there. So give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves while I look this up.
I wonder how it compares to the Mia Connect or one of those real popular shows.
Let me see.
Yeah, probably not in the same league yet as Mia Connect, because she's just out there doing phenomenal things. But
she started too.
Right. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, never compare your beginning to somebody else's end.
That's right.
Each
Absolutely.
has their own part in your journey. I mean, you just got to embrace your journey. That's it.
Yes.
Beautiful.
You know, one of my favorite hangouts is the one that Craig Chamberlain puts on.
I have yet to watch it. Is that the WordPress thing? The tutorials?
He's a hoot, kiddo.
Yeah. I need to watch it. Yeah, because I'm going to get a WordPress.org site and I need his help. Because I'm totally
Yeah,
zero.
look for Robert Ryan too, because he said on that show, that was the one that I think you're referring to. He said, go ahead and ask him for help.
Yeah,
Robert
He's
Ryan.
the kingdom there.
I need to ping him.
You know, Kit, you can ask me. That's what I develop in customize WordPress sites.
Awesome.
Even the admin area. So I can definitely help you set that up from
Great.
getting the .org to making sure that you have the right files on there and setting everything up right.
I just got a domain name with GoDaddy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not yet had my theme yet because I've been very busy with something else. But I've been wondering, because I want to monetize my site at some point. So would you recommend like a free theme, or should I go with the paid theme? Or, oh my God, all these decisions are just...
I'll help you with the theme, one that's already SEO optimized, so that way you can just worry about the content and that's really it. I mean, when it comes to your readers, you really want something, of course, that it doesn't have to look too amazing. It just has to look nice and be very easy to navigate and get to the content. That's really the most important thing.
I don't want an overly like Dustin Stout kind of site. I just want like a simple, clean site that I can manage. You know, I mean, if you've seen Rebecca Radice or the couple others that I really like, it's just a clean, maybe a double-colored site, and it's just a lot of white space, and you know, where the content really comes first more than anything else, and just simple visuals, nothing to design. And I'm not a graphic design pro, so just some simple visuals to keep people interested. So that's how I'm going, because I know my limitations and I'm hugely visually challenged. So I just
Well, you're not visually challenged, Kit. You might be a little technically challenged. But
technically challenged. That's a better word, I guess.
Right.
But thank
you are great.
I bothered Greg so much. I was like,
That's all right. You know what? I'm going to hit you up too as well, Greg, because I'm redoing my site, and I'm going through theme craziness because I've looked at probably 20 different themes, and it's like, I need to narrow it down and get it.
I found one that was really good, Sterling Responsive Theme or something like that. That looked kind of good. I don't know. I just went with Nicholas Cardin's idea, go with your gut. So I just looked at something and I said, okay, that looks nice, and I just picked it. I don't know the features or anything. It just looks nice. So I'll run it past you, Greg, and you tell me whether it's,
All right.
Okay. So, hey, guys, so we're at time. We're in
beyond time.
We've got to wrap it up. So what I'd like to do is go down the panel in my film strip. It starts with Carolyn, Dennis, Greg, Kristen, Kit, and Les. So let's start with Carolyn. So, Carolyn, any closing thoughts?
Really not too much. Looking forward to hopefully seeing lots of people at the Plus Your Charity Hangout on Air that Dennis and Greg and I are doing soon. And thanks so much to our amazing Dream audience, and to Les and Kristen for joining us. Always love every time I get to hang out with you guys.
Awesome. Hey, Dennis, closing thoughts?
What she said.
Hey, I absolutely can't wait to see this hangout with you clogging around on heels. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it should be interesting. We're, of course, I'm doing my best to make it as strange as possible, but then again, that's kind of my brand with my HOAs. If it's not, ridiculous, I don't really go there. So.
Awesome. Okay.
We'll see what rules we can break.
Hey, being absolutely ridiculous is way better than being absolutely boring, so you're on the right track, I would say.
Hey, Greg, so closing thoughts?
Yes, Hartley says, love one another. Make sure you go out there and, like a couple shows ago or a show ago, make sure and pay it forward. And, just love one another and you'll find love.
Oh, wow. Did you turn to a saint, Greg, or something?
Kristen, last closing thoughts?
Okay. I was trying really hard to pull up my little thing that I made over here, but I don't know how to do it, so I'll have to practice it. But I want to say give away your VA services to all your friends for free. Be the best viewer appreciation virtual assistant for your friends. And I love, Greg, that you shared your talent with us because, hello, we're on the same team, right? We should be doing that. We should be sharing our talents with each other and the people that are right here in this film strip, in the audience, everywhere on Google+, everywhere we are, just wherever you are, because I know, Kit, Facebook's your thing. So, yeah, just share.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. That was awesome. Hey, Kit, closing thoughts?
A couple of things here. I just wanted to pop out this comment real quick before. So I thought I really liked it coming to your sponsorship. A small devoted group of buyers is far more appealing than a lot of watchers. Eyeballs do not always equal buyers.
Good.
I liked it because I think today's age, it's not about, being something for everyone. It's being everything for someone. So even if you do have just a few viewers who are loyal to you, I think you should be really proud of yourself. I think you've done a great job, Jim. And as far as the sponsorship goes, we can brainstorm together and try to maybe narrow kind of get into a niche-based kind of show maybe, so it'll help you get some sponsorship. Because I really like that idea. I think you're doing great things, and I think you should be appreciated for it. And thank you so much, Kristen and Les. Les, I absolutely love your accent. Oh. I've had a crush on him forever, so it's really nice to meet this dude. I'm telling you, I've embarrassed him so much. So, and Kristen, you're always a joy to be with. Thank you so much for supporting everybody. I mean, I've never seen somebody who's everywhere and who's always enthusiastic and always positive. I mean, you're totally my role model. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Carmen, Mandy, and Cheryl Deuce, they really lead the way there. They really do.
Yes.
And you too. You were my first.
And thank you, Denise, Greg, Carolyn. As always, please always be with us every week. Don't have to put your shirt on, Greg. We love you the way you are. You don't care. You can do a shirtless dance for us. I know Denise owes a dance for me, so I sang on a show, so I'm still waiting for him to dance for me. So you guys can maybe go shirtless dancing here. I don't care. just be here. We love you.
See that. That's wrong.
Hey, Kit, shirtless dancing in heels.
Shirtless dancing in heels. Hashtag.
Hashtag, yes. So, hey, Les, again, thank you so much for joining us here today. Any closing thoughts?
Well, thanks for having me, Jim. I appreciate it. I have a question for Dennis. Is that a skateboard behind you?
That's 2 skateboards.
Oh, well, see, there you go. That just took things to a new level. Skateboarding with high heels on.
I could do that. That would be most interesting.
Interesting, good word.
Skateboarding with high heels with a snorkel and a mask on.
Oh, right? God.
Quite honestly, I think it would be easier to skateboard a mile in heels than to walk a mile in heels. I
don't know. I don't know.
Doesn't sound good to me either, Jim.
No. As long as you don't hit any rocks.
Right.
Well, my skateboards I use the big, large wheels on all my boards, so rocks I just go over them. Not a big deal.
I don't wear heels. They're.
I have a longboard on my wish list, Jim. Dennis.
I have a longboard on my wall.
All right. My wife, I've got to get my wife convinced that it's okay for me to have one. So anyway, hey, my closing thought is this: dive deep, my friends, because that's where the good stuff is.
Wow, awesome. Well, that's great. You know what? It's been a really, really good show. Much love to our viewers. Much love to the Dream team who's here with us every week making this thing happen. Love you guys. Have a great week. It's a little bit up in the air who's going to be on next week, but we know it's going to be awesome. We'll get it posted up in the event page as soon as we get our guests together, and we will see you soon. Take care, everyone.